You don't want to marry me. Absolutely 100% you do not want to marry me.
Oh my gosh, I just watched an hour and a half of the show, had a full script planned out in my head, I knew exactly what I wanted to say, and then the final 5 seconds changed everything.
Next time on 90 Days Fiancé the other way.
Tomorrow I'm marrying Sumit. His parents said they're not going to stop us, but we're choosing not to tell them until after we're married.
So I'm going to share my thoughts on that little teaser in a second, but first, let's talk about what we saw on this episode. At this stage, it comes as no surprise to anyone that Sumit is a sneaky man. So when he finally musters up the courage to be honest with Jenny and tell her, hey, by the way, I put our marriage application on hold while I was expecting Jenny to go absolutely crazy, she seemed really calm.
That's why I put it on a hold. I asked him to put it on a hold.
Without me even knowing, you just called the lawyer and told him to stop it? I mean, why would you do that?
And heck, here's the kicker.
You should support me by understanding the reason.
Are you serious? You've got the audacity to say to her after 9 years of hanging around, after putting up with catfishing, after putting up with the fact he was secretly married and constantly being humiliated by his parents, moving to a whole different country to be with him, and then he's got the audacity to say to Jenny, you should support me. Like, what? And I tell you what, if I was in her shoes and he says to me,
Don't do that.
What am I supposed to do?
Calm down.
Calm down. Are you kidding me, Sumit? This woman deserves a medal for how well she took it. You should be calling up the astrologer and thanking your lucky stars for how calm she is. Get out of here, pointing your finger and saying calm down. Don't do that. Ugh, this guy, he drives me insane. And is it just me, or at this stage after all she's been through, doesn't Jenny just seem like a broken woman? Like in the past, we've seen her totally flip out in situations very similar to this, but this time round, she just goes to the bedroom and just kind of shrugs and accepts it. It's like, you go see your parents, I've got some thinking to do. As I was watching that, it actually reminded me of the stages of grief. Have you ever seen that chart where when someone's grieving, they go through different stages like denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and then the final stage after all of that is acceptance. And it seems to me like Jenny's finally learned to accept it. This is just her life now. There's no point getting angry anymore. There's no point losing her rag because sadly, she's almost powerless. What can she actually do? She's got no other moves. All she can say is,
So I guess I'll be going back to America now. Yeah, I guess I will be.
and she's done that so many times at this stage and not followed through with the threat that Sumit knows it's just empty, hollow words. Even she herself admits.
And to think of just leaving him, it's really hard. I say I'm going to, and I tell him I'm going to, but when it comes down to it, I can't do it.
And he knows that.
And that's what's giving Sumit the confidence to say, don't do that. Like, he's literally just saying, I don't believe you. Don't say it. You're not going to do it. Now, for his part, Sumit reveals something that I've long suspected. In fact, I mentioned it in one of my last videos about them, where this guy has a very deep-rooted, rebellious nature within him. And he actually says, hey, I'm a rebellious person. I don't like being told what to do.
Jenny threatening to leave, it brings out to be like my rebellious nature that I don't want to do something when somebody is pushing me that you have to do this, or
What do you mean? What does that mean?
just don't pressure it. We're gonna get married like in as much time we're gonna take. I will do it by myself. Don't force me, and I will do it.
And so when he says things like, don't pressure me, it will take as long as it takes, well, sadly, at this stage, Sumit's holding all the cards. He's comfortable and confident enough to know she's just going to have to grin and bear it. She's playing to his rules. He sets the tone in this relationship, whether she likes it or not. And then we see that Jenny goes to the temple. Now, for me, the fact that she's going to a temple, the fact that that's her retreat, shows just how invested she is in India, in Indian culture at this stage. Now sure, it could be a production gimmick. They may have asked her to go there, I don't know. But look, we see that she wears Indian clothing. She even does like the Indian head nod now. For me, she's fully invested in Indian culture. And I mean, to be fair, she has been living there for many years at this stage. I don't think it's quite 9 years. I know they've been in a relationship for 9 years, but for many of those years, she's been in India. But what's really sad is when Jenny reveals,
even with everything that's happened, Sumit postponing the marriage and being afraid to marry me and making up excuses, I still feel more love from Sumit than I've ever felt from anyone else.
Despite it all, despite how badly she's been treated, she still feels more love from Sumit than anyone else. And that there is truly tragic. Keep in mind, this is a lady that has kids and grandkids back home in America, so the fact that the love she feels from Sumit is enough to keep her away from her family is really sad, because at least from what we've been seeing, now I don't know what they're like behind closed doors, but from what they've shown on TV, that doesn't really seem like love to me. It seems very one-sided, and it seems like he's so scared and so reluctant to marry her. And that's where the wise woman from the temple, and is it me or are there loads of wise people in India? They all seem to have their heads screwed on well, but yeah, she's just like, hey Jenny, it's time for you to actually follow through on these threats.
If he's not ready to walk the mile for you, that much distance for you, then where is the love? He's not giving you what you deserve, right? Just walk away. And the day you leave, he will make a decision.
And that's why I was so shocked to see the final few seconds of this episode where they tease what's to come in the next episode. Imagine my utter disbelief to see that, hey, Jenny and Sumit are apparently getting married next episode. What?
Tomorrow I'm marrying Sumit. His parents said they're not going to stop us, but we're choosing not to tell them until after we're married.
To be honest, until I see it with my own eyes, I'm still not sure about it. I know in Indian culture they have a number of celebrations before the marriage. I think their wedding ceremonies last up to a week. So could this be like a pre-wedding ceremony that they just teased us with? I don't know. But if they actually do get married, mind blown. Everything I've seen up to this point makes me think Sumit isn't invested in this relationship. So if he does finally go ahead with it, and I'm guessing it's probably only likely to happen if Jenny packs her bags and threatens to leave, then yeah, it changes everything. Now, that's not to say I think it's a healthy or a good relationship. There's still a lot of problems that these two face. I don't think Sumit really wants to be in this relationship, but heck, if they get married, then I've got to take a step back and go, okay, Sumit finally stepped up and became a man. So let's wait and see. Do you actually think they got married? Is that what we're meant to believe? Could it all just be one big lie? Are TLC just teasing us with that? Let me know your thoughts, because yeah, if they do get married, then I am shocked. What do you think? Let's carry on the conversation down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, and if you're not already, please consider subscribing for lots more 90 Day Fiancé videos. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next video.